Hi everyone, I am back. I thought I would do a quick, it's me, so not quick, an end of summer wrap up video. You know how summer goes. You know, lots of fun things, full of all of the ups and downs of life, which have recently really felt a lot more extreme than usual. Like the highs are really high and the lows are really low. For instance, it was a wonderful summer at the library. Our construction was finished from last year. Everyone came in for programs. It was really great. But my air conditioning broke at home for a while. You know, hurricanes. I have mentioned it in the past. I live in the Houston area, and just this past week we were hit by Hurricane Harvey, which if you haven't heard of it, that means you probably did not turn on a TV, a radio, or social media at all last week. It was a huge, well, the hurricane was big, but the rain that stayed once Harvey became a tropical storm was more of an issue. It kind of just sat on top of us here in the Houston area, and then made its way up towards Tennessee, taking out a lot of other towns on the way. As with a lot of things in my life, I was extremely lucky. I was already planning on going out of town last weekend. My dad's birthday was on Saturday. Happy birthday, Dad. And so I just kind of adjusted my plans a little and left Friday morning. My boss said it was okay, and I skipped out of work. And I packed up my cats beforehand, and they were really chill about being in their cat carriers, driving all the way to the Austin area, and they hung out in my mom and dad's house, and they were really cool about that, and cool about coming home. We just got home on Friday, so we were gone about a week, and so I got out. It rained a lot in the Austin area, but there was no flooding where we were, and I just had to watch as my city and the town where I work was just drowned in water, which is really hard to be far away and not be here to help. But in another way, I was lucky. My sister and her boyfriend and their baby they stayed at home and they were okay. And my house, which is right on the lake, my condo, which is right on the lake, did not flood. It's raised up above, and the water came into the parking lot, which is underneath the buildings, but did not reach the units at all. So I was really lucky. I came home to air conditioning and power and no water damage, which would have been a little traumatic having just moved in March. So that's Hurricane Harvey. There's going to be a lot of rebuilding. My town, Friendswood, was really hit by it. Over 3,000 houses were destroyed, flooded, and so it's going to take a long time to rebuild. Several of our schools were also affected by it, and that's particularly heartbreaking because I know that some of the teachers and the librarians in these schools, and that really affects them and the students that they try to serve a lot, especially since school just started. So actually, that reminds me, I have pulled out a bunch of my books that I will be donating to some of the classrooms in the schools that have been affected in my area. The library collections should, fingers crossed, be covered with the school's flood insurance, but the teachers in the classrooms who have, the English language arts teachers, have, especially at one school in particular, Brookside Intermediate, have really fostered this community or environment that is conducive to reading and growing a love of reading with the students. And their libraries in their rooms are completely funded out of pocket, and therefore those are not covered by insurance. So they are looking for lots of donations of weeded books or just donated books that you're not reading anymore. And I know that one of their former students who's going to be in high school this year had gotten a hold of them and said, "Where are you taking the donations? I'll bring my book and donate it back." So, which broke my heart. So they'll be getting lots of my signed books and a couple ARCs that I am really excited to give away, but I'm also oh, that's gonna be weird not seeing that on my shelf anymore. My signed Tifios, I think I'm Toll Booth, Howl's Moving Castle. Some really great comics in real life by Cory Doctorow, Lumberjanes. Well, that's number 3. I should make sure I give the number 1 and 2 as well. Tim Federley's awesome 5, 6, 7, 8. I should also give them Better Nate Than Ever, or that would be confusing. Scarlet Undercover, which you guys know I love. The Hate You Give. The first book in the Alana series by Tamara Pierce. Oh, another great graphic novel, Friends of Boys. I hope it's not weird that my name's in all of these, but I'm gonna put below, if I can find it, some information. So if you would like to donate books, you can do that. You can also donate to the Texas Library Association. They have a library relief fund for things like this, when things like this happen. You can just donate right out of pocket, or you can buy stuff from the TLA store, which proceeds from that go to the fund. You can buy a really cool coloring book and lots of other library related things. Also down below I'm going to post other ways if you would like to give that you can. There is a really cool program that an area, I think she's a 2nd grade teacher in Katy, came up with an idea to have an online virtual book club with kids to help them cope with the trauma and stress of being in a flood and being in a hurricane like this, and being displaced and being in a shelter and things like that. So people are posting pictures of themselves reading their favorite books out loud, and kids reading their books, and posting them to a Facebook page. So I will probably be doing a couple videos of that, posting them there and kind of cross-posting them here. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do not care about football very much unless the team is from Dillon, Texas, from Friday Night Lights. But JJ Watt, who is a defensive end, I don't know, for the Houston Texans, started calls for donations. He hoped to raise $200,000, and as of right now he's at $17.5 million, and now he's shooting for $20 million. And they've been taking donations and stuff, and he is making a really big effort to make sure that all of the goods that are donated are going out to people in need, and he is doing a lot of research and talking to a lot of people to make sure that he treats the money that he has in the right way and gets it out into the community at the right times and in the most effective places, which is really cool. I'm gonna put the link below, so if you would like to donate to his cause, you can do that. And there are so many other good places that need money. The ASPCA, my best friend, my sister, and a bunch of other people that I love work for a school district of charter schools here in Houston called Yes Prep, and a lot of their kids were displaced, so they are raising money there as well. I will put a link there. The Red Cross is always good. The Houston Food Bank, any area food banks are wonderful. Yeah, if you want to find a local place to give to, that's really good. If you want to give to a large national or international fund, I'm sure they all will do so much good. And if you can't give right now, that's okay, because this will go on for a long time. Houston's really resilient, but it's going to take a while to bounce back from this. So if you can't give now, consider saving up for a while and then giving in the future, because it definitely will still do some good a month, 6 months, a year down the road. So there's always something you can do. So that's it for Hurricane Harvey. I also wanted to do a quick wrap up of the books that I read in July and August, and right here at the very beginning of September. So I have already talked for 10 minutes, so I'm going to name the book, the author, and I'm going to see if I can do like a 3 to 5 word summary of the book. I have not practiced any of these, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallero. Sherlock and Watson's Descendants in Connecticut. The Weed That Strings the Hangman's Bag, which is the second Flavia de Luce book by Alan Bradley. Flavia is still awesome / brilliant. What Angels Fear by C.S. Harris. That's the first Sebastian Sincere book. A lot darker than expected. Brain on Fire, My Month of Madness by Susan Cahalan. Nonfiction. Do not read if... Oh, that's fast. That's 5. Do not read if you're hypochondriac. It's crazy. Spill Zone by Scott Westerfeld, graphic novel. That's not one of my 2 of my 5 words. Post something event. Beautiful art. To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. So cute. So fluffy. Bah. 6 of Crows, Leigh Bardugo. High fantasy. Heists. Much shipping. When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. Geek Girl, Sweet Boy, Romance. No, coffee. And finally, I finished it this morning, ConAcademy by Joe Schreiber. Teen cons. Snooty. Private school? Yeah, okay, that'll work. Yeah, those were the books that I read in June and July. I went through kind of a slump. Not like a bad slump, like I don't know, there was a lot of podcast listening. And I did Camp NaNoWriMo, and I had an amazing group. And I set a goal for myself at 35 hours of writing in July, and I met it. And I am like really far in this first draft of this book that I'm writing that I started like 3 years ago. So I'm really looking forward to finishing it very, very soon. I'm at 123,000 words so far. I've never written anything so long, and I cannot believe that. So that is it for me. Make sure you do all those nice things you can do on YouTube. Like this video, comment down below, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I really hope that you find it within your means to do something to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. Okay, bye. I heard a sound. Okay, I heard another sound. That means a cat's in a cabinet somewhere. Okay.